welcome to another Tonic Craft Kit unboxing video. Today's one is for kit number 72, which is called A Walk on the Wild Side, and I'm so sorry that this is so late, and I know you've been waiting for this video, Stroma, so hopefully you will enjoy this one. But I didn't get the kit when it came out. I don't think Tonic had enough samples to be able to send me one, so I had to wait until it was released and buy it myself like you guys do. And then since then I've just been waiting for enough time to enjoy myself making a few cards and to be able to film this video. And I also want to say at the beginning of this video, I think we're going to have to just put up with Pumpkin's commentary throughout these talking videos, because she's really not that keen when I'm doing one of these long talking videos. I think she wonders who I'm talking to, and she often like grizzles at me or barks and everything, and it's quite annoying to try and edit all of that out, so I'm hoping you won't mind too much if she's sort of talking throughout some of these videos. She obviously just loves crafting so much and she wants to put her input in, don't you, Pumpkin? Hey? So, for the cards that I have created with this kit, I haven't actually used the like Nuvo and Craft Perfect from the kit, because I rarely ever get the chance to actually enjoy using a kit without using the items from the kit, because I'm usually making samples for Tonic to advertise the kit, so I have to use the bits and pieces that are in here. So I've just gone with cardstock from my stash, added in a few gems, and just created some really lovely simple cards using all 6 of the different characters. But if you have this kit, you might notice the kind of style of the characters, so I thought I would go through the previous release of characters that came out individually. I actually did some of the packaging samples for these. I did the ones that have all got the blue blended backgrounds on them, but you can create some beautiful characters from these. There's the lion set, which has a lion and a tiger. There is the monkey set, which has 2 different positions of monkeys. There is the elephant set that has 2 different positions of the elephants, and then there is also the giraffe set, which has a giraffe and a zebra in as well, which is really, really cute. And that set actually came with this A5 stamp set. Obviously these were all available individual, so you might just have one of these, or you might have just bought the stamp set to go with other things that you have, but it had lots of funny punny kind of sentiments, and the stamp set in the kit also has extra punny kind of sentiments too, so you might be able to find that you can mix and match them across the different sets as well, which is really lovely. And I think it's a similar font in the kit. I'm not sure if it's the same font. I mean, they have used a mixture of fonts in here as well, so I guess everything mix and matches nicely together, but you can kind of play around with using some of the accessories from some of these with the characters from this kit as well. So I thought I would just mention those before we go through the kit, just in case you have any of those, or you know, you want to see if you can find them anywhere to buy. I don't know if they're still available on Tonic's website, but you might be able to find them somewhere to get hold of them. So let's get into this unboxing video. So in this month's kit we also get another binder. I've just filmed kit number 75's unboxing video, and we get a binder in that one too, so you can tell how long it's been since this kit came out. So we've got another binder to keep all of our gorgeous little kit wallets in. Then for the Nuvo, I did actually look at this when I bought the kit, but I can't actually remember what Nuvo's in here because obviously I didn't use it for my samples. So it's going to be a bit of a surprise. So, oh, we got a water brush in here as well. So we've got a full set of the Nuvo Aqua flows, which I think maybe they have a few sets floating around on their website, but they did reduce them dramatically a while back, so I think maybe they're discontinuing them. I haven't heard anything, but I think perhaps they are discontinuing them. But these are the Nuvo Aqua flows, and this is the Autumn Woodland colour set. And you have in this one Spiced Ginger, oh that's one of my favourites actually, Rustic Oak and Evergreen Fern. So a beautiful selection of gorgeous woodlandy kind of colours that will go really nicely with a lot of the elements in the die set, which is fantastic. I did use just coloured card for mine, but you can definitely, if you're more of a beginner, or maybe you don't like investing in a lot of coloured cardstock like I didn't in the beginning, you can definitely use these to watercolour your cardstock. Either have die cutting them first, or watercolour a piece of card and then die cut afterwards, whichever you prefer really. But really lovely to get a full set of these. And I have done a full video on the Nuvo Aquaflow pens showing you how to take the little yellow collar off and prime them to be able to use them as well. So I will link that below the video, because I think, I can't 100% remember, I think it was like one of the one of the first few up close videos that I did, and I'm on like 200 and something now, so it was quite a long time ago, but I think I probably showed different background techniques with them. I can't remember, but I will link that at the end of the video. So we've got a full pack of those. Then we've also got a water brush, so I think perhaps I should look at the list. I mean, this is kind of obsolete to do an unboxing video for you because you've already got your kit, but I guess if you're coming back in the future and you've forgotten what was in the kit maybe, it might still be useful to know what's in here. So it says Aquaflow 1 brush, so I'm guessing, because I think they come in a pack of 2 with a fine and a medium, so it might be an either or that you get. I've got the fine one in mine, but these water brushes are fantastic because you can do so much with them. If you have your distress re-inkers or something, you could actually put a little bit of that in and water it down and make your own Aquaflow colour, or you can just use it as a water brush to maybe create some lighter tones of your Aquaflow colours, because that they are quite dark colours, these ones, so you might want to go for a little bit of shading, start out with a lot of water and a little bit of the colour to get a lighter tone, but they're a really fantastic water brush, these ones. And you can also put in, I did this, I can't remember what video it was, but I showed that I had put the Aspen Gold Mica Mist from Nuvo into one of my old glitter gloss aqua shimmers, and it works really nicely. So perhaps you want to put some of your sparkle spray or your mica shimmers into one of these, or mica mists even, into one of these, and then you could actually use it as like an Aquaflow with, you know, applying it from a brush, which would be really lovely. So it's really nice to get one of these to try. Then we've also got a glitter marker. This one is the Lemon Drizzle colour. I'm pretty sure I did a full video on glitter markers as well and how to prime them, but they're really simple to prime. When you get them, they come with like a yellowy sort of nib where it's just the fibres of the nib. So what you want to do is keep the lid on, shake it so that everything is sort of mixed up inside the barrel, take the lid off, press it onto your mat, and you'll hear a click as like the seal breaks inside it. Put the lid back on, shake it again. You might see some of the ink coming down into the nib. It kind of depends. It's sort of hit and miss with different pens. If it is coming in, then you can just leave it and it'll all sort of saturate. If not, then you can just hold it down on your desk again and wait until the nib of the pen gets the colour of the ink, and then it'll be really good to go. And if you're working with them, obviously it is like a pump action kind of pen, so as you're working with them, if you find that the nib is getting dry, then you just hold it down on your mat to give more ink into the nib, and then it'll be perfect to go again. So you've got a gorgeous Lemon Drizzle glitter marker. Then you've also got a full-sized bottle of the Gloss Nuvo Crystal Drops in apple green. But I really like this colour as well. I think this was possibly one of my first colours that I got of their Nuvo drops, actually. But really gorgeous, glossy, light green kind of a colour that's going to be perfect for accenting possibly even the centre of flowers, or for maybe adding some extra elements to your foliage items to go with all of the little characters as well. So a lovely neutral woodlandy kind of a colour. Then we have got a 6x6 pad of the Craft Perfect, and I just said in my kit number 75 unboxing video, I'm not sure if this one's going up before or after that one. It depends how good I am with getting this one edited. But I just said in that video that I feel like this may be like a staple that they're going to keep putting in, one of these 6x6 pads, because we've had one in at least the last 4 kits, I think, which is really lovely because these pads are so useful. And I'll open this one to show you all of the beautiful cardstock that's inside here. So this is the Principal Pearlescents cardstock pad. And you get Majestic Gold, Ivory Sheen, Pearled White and Onyx Black. And Majestic Gold is actually one of my favourite colours. They haven't put the names in the same order they're in the pad, but Majestic Gold is this beautiful one. I've gotten through quite a few packets of this in my time. I really like this one. Then they're saying Ivory Sheen, which is a lighter kind of like a white goldy sort of a colour, but really, really pretty. Perfect for if you wanted to put any of them in a sandy environment. It's a really nice, like, little bit of a pearlescent sandy kind of finish, or just a really lovely light gold kind of a colour. Then they're also saying pearled white, which is absolutely gorgeous. And if you colour pearled white with your alcohol pens, you do want to use alcohol pens rather than the Aqua flows, you can actually create your own coloured pearlescent cardstock. So say you really wanted pearlescent pink flowers to go with one of the characters, but you didn't have any pearlescent pink cardstock, you could just take one of your Aqua flows and colour a little piece of it and then cut your flower out of it, and you'd get a beautiful pearlescent effect. And then the final colour in here is the onyx black, which is absolutely beautiful as well. And the only thing I do find, especially with the black cardstock, is it has a white core. So my tip for this kind of cardstock, any of your mirror cardstock or satin mirror cardstock, iridescent mirror cardstock, all of the kind of card that has like a finish on the top but has a white core to the cardstock, just look through your Nuvo alcohol pens and pick a colour to colour the edges once you have die cut it, and it really works at hiding that kind of white core to your die cut. Sometimes it doesn't show as much, depending on how much the die is like beveling the edge of your die cut, but if it ever has bothered you in the past, just take a matching alcohol pen colour and colour around the edges and it works really nicely. So that is the Principal Pearlescent 6x6 Pearlescent pad. And then I actually do not know what the colours of cardstock are in here because I didn't look because I was just using my own card. It's a really good kit actually, just to go through your scraps and use whatever colour cardstock you have. You could come out with some really like cool fantasy looking characters as well. But the colours that we do get in this kit are actually really lovely. It's a really nice selection, and you've actually got a brown sheet, which is odd because they haven't had the brown in stock on the website for ages. I really want another packet of these two, but they haven't been on there for ages. But this is the gorgeous selection, and it is just beautiful textured craft perfect cardstock, so perfect for die cutting out for all of your characters. And bar white and black, but you can use the white and black pearlescent, I think you've got all of the kind of colours that you would need for the different characters, which is really lovely. They've actually thought about like layering up different green tones and pinks for the flowers and things, so that's really nice. So you have got the classic card in the pewter grey, you've got the misty grey, which is the lighter grey, you've got grass green, olive green, pistachio green, chocolate brown, tan brown, fuchsia pink and blossom pink as well. So a really lovely selection of colours there. So they would have been perfect for creating all my characters, but I just felt like I always have to go with the colour scheme of the kit, so I just wanted to play around and pick out whatever colours I wanted from my stash. To be honest, it's kind of the same colour scheme that I used, but it was quite nice just to go through my box of scraps and, you know, pick out colours to create my little characters from. So that is all of the cardstock. And then inside here we have got the sticker. I love this sticker. Look at the beautiful background on it and the little characters on there, so cute. I love the tortoise because we've got a tortoise in the family called Charlie. And then the gorgeous little crocodile, and there's a little frog too. Really, really gorgeous sticker. I really like that one. You've got a little advert in here as well, which has now expired because I've left this so long to film. And then we have got all of our stamps and dies. So as usual, I've put my dies onto an A5 magnetic sheet because that's just the way I like to keep them. And then we have got the stamp set that comes in here. I adore the patterns that they've put in this stamp set. It's not just sentiments, we've got beautiful patterns. This one creates a fantastic stripe for a zebra. So if you do have those original character dies, you could use the zebra pattern perhaps with the zebra dies, which would be really lovely. We also have the gorgeous pattern for like a leopard as well, which funnily enough we don't have a zebra or a leopard in here, but the patterns work so nicely with any of the characters anyway, even though we don't actually have those characters. And I'm guessing you could probably take the tiger and maybe use the leopard kind of pattern on the tiger as well if you have these original characters too. And actually this zebra works really nicely as water. As you can tell, I've been stamping it in blue. It works really nicely to create a watery kind of effect. And I was stamping the leopard print in green kind of tones. I used them behind the koala and also behind the tortoise as well for different kind of effects. And then the sentiments that are on here, again, are gorgeous punny ones. And if I show you, you can see how the fonts go really nicely together. It is a slightly different font. This is got slightly more squareness, whereas this is really round, but they go really, really nicely together, and you can definitely combine these, because this one says like you need a hug, and then it's got big hugs here, so you can do, you know, combinations of different words and stuff if you have this original set, which was called Wild About Zoo, and the number is 5020E if you are looking for that one. And then the sentiments that are on here are "You're the cutest," "Oh snap," "Shallow," "Need a hug," "Let's go wild," "See you gator," "It's your birthday," and "Let's hang out." So they go really nicely for all of the different characters. And the "Let's hang out" would work really nicely for the monkey from the previous release as well. So a really lovely selection of sentiments in there. And then all of the gorgeous little dies in this set. So you have the ability to create a koala, a tortoise, a sloth, a gorgeous little frog, I love the way he's leaping, a adorable little panda, I really like the panda, and then the gorgeous little crocodile as well, and he's a really cute looking crocodile too. And then you have the different elements to decorate. So you've got a lily pad with like a lotus flower that goes really nicely with the frog. You've got an extra leaf, and you've got a branch, and then you've also got like a bushy kind of foliage piece. You've got a little tufty foliage piece that can go at the bottom of a flower. You've also got a flower. You've got a bulrush, which again goes really nicely with the frog. You've got a gorgeous stick of bamboo, which goes brilliantly with the koala. And then you've also got a wooden log as well. So any of the animals could be sitting on a log, or the sloth can be hanging from the log as well. You can kind of make it look more like a branch of a tree coming out from the side, and he can be hanging off of that. And then you can embellish with as many leaves or flowers as you like too. And then you also have in here this little die, which allows you, if I can pick it up, I need a magnet, it allows you to create all of the different variations of eyes for all of the different characters. So, for example, this oval eye here works really nicely for the panda. It goes really nicely with the eye shape on the panda. And then you've also got circled eyes to just layer up and give a really simple sort of googly eye kind of look. You've got these gorgeous ones with like a semicircle missing, with like a triangle missing, two little triangles missing on each side. So a lovely different variety. This one could even be more of like a reptile eye, or this one here as well can be reptile-y as well. I went for cutesy for my alligator, but you can definitely go more realistic with reptile kind of eyes on them too. You could possibly even make the tortoise's head like a snake's head, and then cut your own body and then like hide the join or something as well. So you definitely could play around with these characters too, and I'm sure if you mixed and matched different pieces across the different sets, you could get different animals as well. I don't know if you could turn the panda into a different type of teddy bear. Maybe you could combine a different face and create more of like a generic sort of brown bear as well. But because it's got the cutout details, I'm not sure how that would work unless you just do different like brown colours with it. That might work, and change the eyes. It might work, just adding the face back on top of the whole panda's face actually. But yeah, a really lovely die set with a beautiful selection of pieces. And I can't usually say this because I'm usually doing a tonic video, so I can't really mention a different machine rather than a tangerine, because it's not very nice to sort of mention someone else's machine. But all of these dies will go through your little Sizzix sidekick. So if you have one of these tiny little machines and you just want to craft at the sofa over Christmas or something, you can actually fit all of these little characters through your sidekick, and this is invaluable when you're cutting the eyes, I think, because you can just run it through a tiny little bit and run it back again, and have cut all of those eyes out. I think it's just a really good way of using these kind of dies, having a small little machine, because you can make it so much quicker. I mean, obviously if you're creating all 6 of the characters in one go, it's much more time efficient to have all of your pieces of card and run it through your tangerine. But if you are just adding, maybe you want like 12 flowers and then you want the eyes as well, you could put both of those dies here and just run it through and back again to make it really quick and easy. So those are all of the dies. So this one is the little sloth, and this one actually, I didn't use his actual nose on this one. It's a funny kind of story, it just sort of happened by accident, but his little face dye here, his nose is actually a little bit smaller, so... But when I was cutting out some of the eye pieces, one of the black ovals that you would use to create the panda eyes fell onto his face, and I thought, oh, it looks really cute having a slightly bigger nose. So I just left that one on there instead. So you can definitely play around with their different characteristics and facial features and stuff and change them between them. And obviously the sloth has closed eyes because they're usually asleep, or, you know, they're on the slower side, so they're more leisurely crawling along their trees and stuff. But you could definitely switch it out for more alert eyes as well by using any of the different eyes in the little eye dye too, or you can put googly eyes on as well. And so for this one, I've added a couple of the little logs, but made them look like branches coming in from the sides. I've used the gorgeous little leaf. I love that it's got a notch out of it, and that it's got the stitches down the veining as well, and the tree has got all of this beautiful stitch detail in too. And then I felt like he needs to be holding something. I mean, he's hanging on with 3 feet onto this bit of the tree, but I felt like he needs to be holding something, and I could have given him a flower, I could have given him a branch, or a piece of bamboo or something. But for one of the other cards, I was looking through some of the older tonic dyes, and I remembered about the dressables. So I don't know if many of you will have these, but these came out in 2017, I think, so quite a long time ago. But they had beautiful extra little features, so I actually went for the girls set of dressables and gave him the little magic wand for this one. And I thought it was a nice little extra addition. But if you are a tonicaholic and you've been around for a long time, you might remember these dyes from way back when. This was like probably around the time I joined the design team, so a long time ago. And they had some beautiful dyes with all of the different characters that you could create. But they then also, a couple of years later, brought out these 2 sets that were called the Tonic Family, and you had the children and the adults. There weren't as many accessories in these sets. It was more like to create the actual people, and you could really mix and match them with their different outfits and things. I did some of the samples for the packaging on this as well. But I thought I'd mention these die sets as well in case you had them. And I mean, actually the little girl in there does have a magic wand. I forgot that that was in there because I was just looking at these sets to begin with. But I'm sure there are bits and pieces in here that you could create funny, quirky things on the animals, like having shoes. You could put shoes on the frog or shoes on the tortoise or something. And, you know, make it really funny and quirky by mixing in other die sets that you might have had from Tonic. So those were the Tonic Family, and those were called the Dressables. And there was the girls set, the boys set, and then just the Essentials set. And I think these came out in 2017, and I can't remember when these came out. I think maybe 2019, maybe 2020, that kind of time, I think, for those ones. So quite a while ago those came out, but I thought I'd just mention them because you might have them in your stash, and you can like add in extra elements to all of these characters, or you can go back through those original 4 sets with the different characters in and pick out any elements from those as well. But that's the sloth one that I did. So as I said, I'm keeping them very simple because I wanted the focus to be the gorgeous little creatures on there. I love this one. This is the gorgeous little frog. Doesn't he look so cute? And I just stamped the zebra stripe. I used a mixture of mint macaroon and Moroccan teal and did like an ombre stamping effect. So you definitely want to use your stamping platform for this, so you can stamp it multiple times and get that ombre effect on there. I used the sentiment, "Let's go wild, it's your birthday." And then I added in the gorgeous little frog. And look at his eyes. I love that you can change their eyes up so much. He looks so cute. And actually, I was going to cut his body again from white so that I could get the eyes to recess back in, but one of the circles, I don't know if it was the second largest, yeah, the second largest circle on there, actually fits perfectly back into his eye sockets. So you don't even have to run the body detail back through again to get the whites of his eyes. You can actually just use the white from in here. So it's really good if you're cutting this dye a few times from white and black to create different eyes. Have a look at the pieces you've got left over and see if they'll work for other eyes on the different animals as well. I think it's really great for that. So I thought I'd mention that in case you're making them and you think, you know, it saves a little bit of time really, doesn't it? And I really like those little eyes. I use the ones with the little triangles coming out. I think he looks so adorable. And then I pieced back in a yellow belly on him. I left it so that the dark was showing through all of his spots. And then for his mouth, I thought it looked a bit weird if I gave him a whole pink mouth in there. So I left the dark green from behind, and then I cut a pink mouth and I just snipped off the smile portion, so it's just the tongue, so it kind of looks like the tongue's coming out of his mouth. I thought that worked quite nicely, so if you want to try that kind of a thing, that's sort of how I snipped into it to make it look like his tongue's coming out of his mouth. And then I've done the little bulrushes as well. And again, they're very simple kind of cards. They're stylistic, so there's nothing grounding the bulrushes or anything. But I just sort of cut them from green, cut them from brown, and then snipped the stalk and the top bit off of the brown one and then stuck them onto the green ones, just to create a little bit of a scene for the frog to be swimming through or jumping through. And then this is the koala one. So I made her into a little girl koala, and I've layered up some of the bamboo sticks. The only join you can actually see is this little one here, but I used 5 of the bamboos, and you've got 1, 2, actually I did it that way. So there's 1, 2, and then there's a little bit extra, and then this one going across is hiding this join, and then the extra bit here is hidden by the sentiment. So there's actually only one bit that you can still see, and you could definitely have added another gem or a flower onto that to disguise that that's actually in little sections rather than a long piece. You definitely could also cut this from white and like colour the stem a different colour from the leaves if you want to, but my little bamboo shoot that I have that I got from IKEA that's got the little twiddly bit on the top is all green, so I just left them all green. And then I've got her hanging onto the bamboo, and I put a little doubled up flower in her hair. And then this little one is from I think it's the boys' die set. Yeah, the boys' die set. I think that's to turn him into a cowboy. I gave her a little bandana. I thought it looked quite cute to have a little bandana. It ties the pink in, so you've got the pink from the bandana, the flower, and then behind the sentiment as well, so it ties it all in together. And then I just used a heart gem from my stash to add on to that too. But doesn't she look so cute wearing a bandana? And then in the background, I just used the leopard print. I haven't got the ink pad out actually, but I used the pistachio green colour to stamp that. So gorgeous, like light green kind of tone for that one. And it worked really nicely just as a subtle kind of background to sort of mount her onto. Then this one is the gorgeous little crocodile, and I was going to put the hat on the tortoise, but his head was too small, so I decided to just have the hat flying off of the crocodile's head, and then to tie the hat in, I gave him a little bow tie as well, and both of those pieces are from the boys set of the dressables as well, so you've got the little Stetson hat, and then this little piece here has got the little bow tie in there, so I gave him a little bow tie and the hat to kind of match the water that I'd done in the background, and that was stamping the zebra print 3 times using a mixture of the Moroccan teal and the mint macaroon again, and starting with just the mint macaroon, then doing a mixture of the two, then doing just the Moroccan teal as I brought the stamp down the card. I also brought in one of the cross-stitch circles from Tonic, because I felt like this card is really random, because he was going to sit on a log, so he was floating in the water, but then that didn't look right because it was the only bit of brown on the card. So then I put him on a piece of ripped vellum, and then I decided to dress him up and add the pieces on, and then I thought, well, he's kind of looking over there, so I kind of added a sunset sort of element. So it's a very random card, but kind of gives a lot sort of scene for him. So he's a magical crocodile that floats on water, but I think he looks quite cute, so I think it's a cute composition for the card. And I thought the yellow sun tied in his yellow belly and the yellow around the sentiment, and then the turquoises all tie in together as well. And he could also be looking at these, because I put gems on and I used some ones that have like an iridescent finish, so they look like bubbles, so he could be admiring the bubbles. But he looks a little bit, he reminds me of Willow, because you know we got 3 puppies. I've got Pumpkin, my siblings got Willow, and my parents have got Pickle. He reminds me of Willow with those eyes like that, but really, really cute little crocodile on a card. Then I did the tortoise, which I still feel like he needs a hat because he looks a bit bald, but I didn't have a hat that was the right kind of size. Any of the ones were too big really, because there's also a pirate hat in here and a crown, but they're too big really. But you might have something in your stash that's got a little hat in there. I know I have a hat stamp somewhere, but it's not Tonic, so I didn't sort of pick that out. But you could definitely put a hat on him. Maybe even turn him into a Christmas card and give him a Santa's hat as well, even though they're hibernating at the moment. But you could give him a Santa's hat too. For the background on this one, I used the gorgeous leopard print stamp, and I stamped it in Silver Sage and Bermuda Jade as well, just to give a little bit of difference to the colouring. And I think I stamped it a couple of times here and then a couple of times over there, and then I just cut it into a wonky rectangle. As you know, I really like wonky rectangles at the moment. Then I layered up the tortoise. I do always find tortoises are difficult to colour because if I coloured a tortoise to look like Charles, he would just look like a brown blob really. There's not actually that much differentiation between his like skin colour and his shell colour. So I always go for like a lighter skin colour and a darker shell colour to kind of give him a little bit of difference so he doesn't just look like a blob. But I really do like him actually. And I layered up the solid and the detail in the same colour, just so it's subtle detail on his like leg and his claws and stuff. And then I've done 2 different browns for his shell piece, and I've also brought in the same dark brown for his eyebrow and his nostril as well, just to kind of tie that together. For his eye, I used the one with the semicircle missing, which is actually also the one I used on the panda, but I forgot to mention the eyes on the panda. But he looks really cute with that little semicircle missing. You can see actually the difference between the eyes if you hold them up. I mean, this looks very frog-like with the triangle missing. He looks very surprised, and then he looks a little bit more subdued or cutesy, having the little semicircle missing. So you can really change up the personality of the characters. And then for this little card with little Charles on, I'm going to call him Charles because that's what our tortoise is called, or Charlie. I think Pumpkin just saw a squirrel. So I'll just try and finish this quickly while she's barking in the background. For the bottom portion of this, I added 2 tufts of the grass. He's holding one of the little pieces of foliage with a flower in there, and then I also did some more behind, so it kind of looks like he's picked a flower and walked off. I can't remember, I don't think it really looks like a clover. His favourite flower is a clover to eat. But you could definitely have a look through your stash and actually find something relevant as well. I mean, he loves cucumber, lettuce and clover flowers and bindweed as well. But you could, you know, find some different bits and pieces in your stash that makes it more relevant as well. But I just made him walking off with a little flower that he's picked. And he's got the shallow sentiment because that's the sort of punny one that goes with the tortoise. And then finally, I've done a really cutesy little panda. I loved a panda. She's so cute. And I gave her bright pink little paw pads. Pumpkin. Did you see a squirrel? I gave her bright pink little paw pads. And she looked so adorable and cute that I felt like I had to go with that cutesy kind of effect. So in the girls set... of the dressables, Pumpkin, there's like this fairy wing kind of... Excuse you. There's like this fairy wing kind of element that you can add to them. So I cut one in the darker pink and one in vellum and layered them behind her, so it kind of looks like she's dressing up and she's got little wings on. I thought she looked so sweet, and so I did the "You're the cutest" because she is the cutest. And then I added some heart gems from my stash as well, some little pink jelly drop ones. But she looks so adorable, and you actually got the little oval eyes for the panda, and she looks so cute. I really love the panda. So, even though we have Pumpkin barking in the background, I hope you enjoyed this Tonic Craft Kit unboxing video, and I hope you enjoyed it too, Stromer, because I know you're waiting for it. So really hope you enjoyed it and got a little bit of inspiration of how I've put some of the characters together. I have kind of stuck to the same colour scheme that is in the kit, other than adding in like this bluey kind of tone. I think all of the other colours are kind of in there, maybe not yellow as well. But hopefully it's kind of inspired you for... some ways of how to use the characters. Maybe you want to combine them with some of the other older dressables or Tonic family die sets, or maybe you have those original ones from Tonic with these gorgeous little characters in. I don't know if I have opened all of them. I know I used the monkey and the giraffe in a sped up video, but these had separate different eyes, and I think their eyebrows as well. So, you know, you can definitely change up the expressions if you have some of these older die sets as well, and add them to your newer characters. And I have already opened the monkey, but I love the banana on the monkey. And you've got different eyes, and you've got like the laughing eyes on this one as well, so you could make the sloth laughing, you could make the panda laughing. You can, you know, really change up the eyes with adding in different die sets if you have any of these other ones as well. So, really hope you enjoyed this unboxing video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye!